in Carenage. According to police reports, around 4 o'clock yesterday morning, Blackman was proceeding north along Hager Street when she noticed a boyfriend in company with another woman. There was a confrontation, and it is alleged that the woman drew a knife and stabbed Blackman several times in her chest before escaping. Police are investigating 3 murders. Among them is Hindu Pundit and a woman, which occurred from Saturday night until yesterday. In the separate incident, a 64-year-old Pundit Ramesh Maharaj has been killed in the evening in Susulan's Guayco Sandy Grande. According to initial reports, Maharaj and his wife returned to their Kunaripo home around 5:30 p.m., parked their vehicle and entered their house. While they were in the living room, 2 men armed with cutlasses entered via the back door and announced a hold-up. They began to chop the spiritual leader about his body and proceeded to rob his wife, who was unharmed, of cash and jewelry. The men then ran out of the house and escaped in the nearby bushes. Maharaj's wife called out to neighbors for help. The police were informed and officers from the Sandy Grande CID and task force responded. However, Maharaj was already dead when officers entered the house. In further news, at 1:30 p.m., Trinidad and Tobago will witness the budget. Economists, business chambers, and the population at large have anticipated another major fiscal package carrying on from the 57.7 billion 2023-2024 budget and the supplementary budget in June, amounting to $3.81 billion. One issue remains on top of the tongues of many public figures and the general population. Some lobby groups have raised questions about the government's investment in national security and whether the crime-fighting strategies are being appropriately rolled out, particularly in the context of increasing budgetary allocations. Stakeholders have urged the government to ensure the financial investments result in tangible improvements in public safety, guided by principles of good governance and accountability. Bishnu Raghunath, lecturer in the Department of Social Sciences at IWER, told the media crime was indeed a most concerning factor, as is transparency. A political analyst said Imbert would also likely have to present incentives to encourage the manufacturing sector, particularly as the government was faced challenges with fluctuating returns from the energy sector. In other news, the San Fernando Central Secondary School, known to many as MUD-SEC, will continue classes on a rotational basis for the upcoming week, according to a letter sent to students. The letter, dated September 27th and signed by Principal Sidney Khan, said the schedule was approved by the Ministry of Education and will run from September 30th to October 4th. During the period, the ministry would be looking into improving and providing additional toilet facilities to allow a return to 100% daily classes. The media was unable to get a comment from Minister of Education, Dr. Naya Gatsby Dolly. However, TNT Unified Teachers Association President Martin Lumpkin said he understands the ministry is considering placing temporary toilet facilities for female students. We understand it would be an upgrade version of the portable toilets. He expressed concern, however, as to where these toilets would be placed, especially to minimize a disruption to other classes. We are a bit concerned as to where these toilets would be positioned. We hope that it would not disrupt other classes, especially the physical education classes, and we continue to hope the Ministry of Education would put all matters in place so that the school can return to a semblance of normalcy whereby all students can have classes every day. The rotation went into effect on September 25th, and in a letter 2 days prior showed all examination classes would have daily classes while Forms 1 to 4 would be rotated. A similar schedule was put forth for this week in the same letter. However, a subsequent letter dated September 25th removed the schedule from September 30th to October 4th period. Meanwhile, in news, a family outing turned tragic on Friday when 78-year-old Carlos Sylvester of St. Francois Valley Road, Chinatown, Belmont, drowned at Pool 1, Cora. Sylvester, along with his wife Cheryl and other relatives, had gathered at the popular waterfall spot for a birthday celebration. Police said at 5:20 p.m. he dove from a ledge into the river and failed to resurface, prompting immediate concern from his family. Emergency services were contacted, but the Coast Guard rescue team was unable to respond due to fading light, according to a police report. However, the fire services search and rescue team arrived soon after and initiated a search at 8:31 p.m. Within minutes, they recovered Sylvester's body from the location where he was last seen. District Medical Officers Dr. Amrita Ram Singh examined the body and confirmed Sylvester's death at the scene. And regionally, Minister of CARICOM and Foreign Affairs Dr. Amy Brown has stressed Haiti needs to lead the solutions to its challenges supported by the international cooperation. He made a statement on Saturday during a speech at the 79th session of the UN General Assembly in New York. Haiti has been grappling with political turmoil for years, with gang violence also out of control. On July 7, 2021, Haiti's turmoil was exacerbated with the assassination of its president, Jovenel Moise. Brown said, "We acknowledge that the path toward a stable and secure Haiti requires indigenous Haitian-led, Haitian-owned solutions supported by UN and the international community." Brown also saluted CARICOM, the Secretariat, and the Eminent Persons Group in helping the Haitians to achieve some of this progress for themselves. He also praised the neighboring states and Kenya for their assistance to Haiti in providing security support. And internationally, Israeli military said Sunday that it killed another high-ranking Hezbollah official in an airstrike as the Lebanese militant group was reeling from the string of devastating blows and the killing of its overall leader, Hassan Nasrallah. The military said Nabil Kaouk, the deputy head of the Hezbollah's Central Council, was killed on Saturday. There was no immediate comment for Hezbollah, and it was not known where the strike took place. It confirmed he would be the 7th senior Hezbollah leader slain in Israeli strikes in a little over a week, including founding members who had evaded death of detention for decades. The Israeli military said it carried out another targeted strike at Beirut later on Sunday, with details to follow. Hezbollah, meanwhile, confirmed that another of 7 Ali Karaki died in Friday's strike that killed Nasrallah. The Israeli military had earlier said that Karaki was killed in an airstrike which targeted an underground compound in Beirut where Nasrallah and another senior Hezbollah figures were meeting. And that's all for news. Let's take a look at the sport and the weather. In sports, for the 30th and final regular fixture of this year's Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League saw reigning champions Guyana Amazon Warriors suffer a heavy 74-run defeat at the hands of Trinbago Knight Riders on home turf in Providence. Despite this loss, the Amazon Warriors finished top of the table and will face the St. Lucia Kings in Qualifier 1 on October 2nd. The Knight Riders will face Barbados in eliminator match on October 1st. Winning the toss and electing to bat first, the Knight Riders innings got off to a rocky start as Warriors captain Imran Tahir bowled Shakiri Paris with a perfect googly that completed and bamboozled the batter, and the winning toss and electing to bat first, the Knight Riders innings got off to a rocky start as Warriors captain Imran Tahir bowled Paris with a perfect googly that completely bamboozled the batter into the stumps. Tahir wheeled away in celebration, but it was to be the last thing his side would have to celebrate for a while on that turn out to be a bruising night. Nicholas Puran played on one of the finest innings in history of the CPL by striking a majestic century for the Knight Riders, finishing with 101 of just 59 balls with 9 fours and 8 sixes to his name. Nevertheless, it was a chasing 74 runs defeat for the Warriors after looking so dominant in the previous 4 matches, and a huge confidence boost to the Knight Riders ahead of the next week's tournament run-in. Congratulations. In more sports, former West Indies star Lance Gibbs turned 90 on Sunday, born in Georgetown, British Guyana. On 29th of September 1934, off-spinner Gibbs went on to take 309 wickets in 79 test matches. He was the first spinner and only the second bowler after Fred Truman to pass the 300-wicket mark in Test cricket. Gibbs had an 18 5-wicket hauls and conceded a remarkable 1.99 runs over during his career. He made his Test debut against Pakistan at the Queen's Park Oval in February and played his last match against Australia in Melbourne in February 1976. Gibbs played only 3 ODIs in his career and was part of the West Indies team that won the 1975 ICC Cricket World Cup. At age 90, Gibbs is now the oldest living cricketer to play in an ODI. And that's all for sport. Now let's take a look at the weather. In your weather report, sunny conditions will likely be interrupted by a few partly cloudy spells with showers during the afternoon. There's a medium chance of an isolated heavy shower or thunderstorm favoring western areas of Trinidad. We will expect a fair night. Gusty winds and street and flash flooding can occur during heavy showers or thunderstorms. In our temperature today, we have a maximum temperature of 34 degrees in Trinidad and 33 degrees in Tobago. Our seas are normal with waves measuring up to 2 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. Recapping the headlines. Karanaj woman stabbed to death and pundit killed. Today is Budget Day. A call for normalcy at San Fernando Central Secondary. Man drowns in Cora. Regionally, Trinidad and Tobago supports Haiti. And internationally, another high-ranking leader killed in Hezbollah. And that's all for me today. I'm Chinaka Phipps. Thank you for joining me. Do have a mesmerizing Monday.
News from the street. 919fm.com.